Hey everybody, this is John from Burns Reviews, and today we are watching the first episode, Chapter 1 of The Mandalorian. So, go to your Disney Plus, click on The Mandalorian, we're gonna hit play on episode 1. It's loading, and go. Something so shiny about that Disney Plus logo. It's like, ooh, nostalgia, comfort, home, Lucasfilm. So I did watch this last night because I wanted to make sure this was something that I actually wanted to do a video on. Because if it was garbage, I was gonna just like clock out and do something different. It's so badass. I never saw the fascination with Boba Fett. The Musk. There he is. Yeah, I never saw a fascination with Boba Fett when I was a kid. Um, Maybe because I didn't see the originals until much later on. But I think they do a pretty good job making him a badass. He doesn't just fall into a pit and die. Hey Mando. This is probably one of my favorite scenes in the episode. You can come warm or you can come cold. And I love how we just hit the ground running. We don't really mess around too much. We get straight into it, which I think you have to with a show like this. If you mess around too much, you're gonna lose people. And it seems at the moment like this is like the flagship for Disney Plus. They really don't have a lot of new content at the release date. I love this. There goes your leg. Oh, oh! Ah, I didn't need his fucking legs anyway. So this is chapter 1. Pedro Pascal from Game of Thrones plays the Mandalorian. I was also kind of surprised that what do you call it? Carl Weathers is back. And, he's not. No, I see. I always fuck this up. He's not Lando, is he? No, he's Chubbs. He's Apollo Creed. That's right, and Chubbs from Happy Gilmore. That's it. I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. The Mandalorian. So I'm just looking at the IMDb page. Chapter 1, it's released weekly. The Mandalorian bounty hunter tracks a target for well-paying clients. Created by created by Jon Favreau from Iron Man, Jungle Book, all that stuff. Although it's not really created. I mean, it's George Lucas just kind of reshuffled. But it has a very Rogue One esque aesthetic, which I like. Get me a junker. Bye, R2. That's about right. Your hoopty arrives. Yeah. There's something about this character that kind of reminds me of like one of the characters from the Orville. This blue guy. I don't know. He just seems like he's playing it for jokes a little too much, and it's not bad. I love the Orville. Uh huh. Just grab my pitchfork. You kind of have to wonder why this thing didn't wait, or why it did wait to grab that when they came back. Like, why wouldn't you just do that while they were away? He's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Ugh. Shoulda brought him back dead. I'm molting. That's not good. Ah, you done goofed. Oh shit. You know that guy probably had to take a dump, and he's just he's waiting 25 years to take that dump. Frozen carbonite. I really did have to pee. I'm just pulling up some IMDb trivia. The armor forges the Beskar into the new right shoulder pauldron for the Mandalorian. This piece is known as Besmabur in the Mando's language. I don't know what that means. Look, I've seen the trilogies, I've seen the movies. I've never watched the TV shows or the cartoons or anything like that. So I don't have a lot of extensive knowledge on the Mandalorian and what a uh, Bess Marber, the armor that's on his shoulder. I imagine it's like one of like the really cool things that you see in the trilogies. There he is. I totally thought that was Lando. Uh, for years though, I have been mixing up um, the two actors. What are their names? Carl Weathers and I don't even know who plays Lando. Is it not the same guy? No. This is so sad. Um, I'm looking it up. Billy D. Williams. Oh, that was killing me. Okay, so this is Billy D. No, no, no. Billy D. Williams is Lando, and Carl Weathers is this character. Okay, so I've been mixing up those two actors for years, though. I don't know if it's like the skinny mustache or what. He's a good actor, though. Uh oh. So you know it's legit. We need the old Blade Runner back. It's kind of that vibe we're getting from this scene. He's probably setting him up. I can't imagine they would have gotten that actor just for Carl Weathers. I will get it by the end of this episode. I can't imagine they would have set him up as just being the connector guy, the dispatcher guy, the bounty guy, if they weren't setting him up to be more of a central villain or supporting character later. So my money is that they're probably setting him up. Don't mind that noise. The neighbors are cutting wood. You hear that? It says here in the IMDb for Chapter 1, a Mandalorian bounty hunter tracks a target for a well-paying client. There he is. There's the client, Werner Herzog. He looks kind of familiar, but I can't place him in anything. Ah, the parsecs. Do we know what those are? I feel like they don't. I feel like they don't know what those are. Oh, I've seen him. I would too. It's a stormtrooper. Have you seen these movies? I'm gonna put a question to you guys. Has anyone ever been killed in any live action movie by a stormtrooper? I don't think so. I mean, hell, if there's an episode or a TV show or a video game, I just want to know if there's like a monumental moment where a stormtrooper has actually killed anybody. Looks like an iPhone. This job is so shady. Whenever I see scenes like this in the movies, I always think like this is gonna be one of the situations where because they're giving so little data about what the job is, at the end of the day, we're gonna find out that these are the bad guys, and the person they're supposed to kill is actually a good guy, and they're gonna team up and work against the bad guy. Yada yada yada. I've seen this, and now that I know what the ending is, I imagine that's true. But we'll get into that a little bit later. I never trusted in the movies when they were like, we're gonna give you really vague facts. Oh, roasted Muppet. We're gonna give you we're gonna give you very vague facts, and you can kind of figure it out later. Don't ask questions. And of course they do, and of course it goes sideways. But I guess anyone have a show. Dilly dilly. I will trade you this iPhone for a codpiece. Bye, iPhone. What does that mean? You see, kids, he ain't a bad guy. He's a victim of circumstance. Tragic backstory. There we go. Is this gonna be like a week by week thing? Like every week they give him another piece? This one goes over your genitals. It's called an athletic supporter, kid. The Kowakin monkey lizard can be seen roasting over fire and in cages. Okay, so that's what it was. From Jedi. That makes sense a little bit. I get that. I'm reading the trivia again. I wonder if the movie version was going to be on The Mandalorian, or if it was going to be on actually Boba Fett. Because I know they were supposed to make. Oh, there we go. They were supposed to make these like spin off movies following what have you, Solo. And Solo didn't do very well, so they basically just shuffled it over to Disney Plus. Same with Obi-Wan. So I wonder if it was supposed to be The Mandalorian or it was supposed to be Boba Fett. This scene kind of reminds me of the 1966 Batman movie with Adam West where he punches the shark that's on his leg. You can't just punch an animal when it has your entire arm in its mouth. But I guess in this show, why not? He should have no arm, but hey, this guy. No. Sweet. I have spoken. It's a quote of the night. I don't know how to ride Blurg. It's kind of easy, wasn't it? Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Just jump on up. Oh, what? Spoke too soon. It's okay if he bites you, you'll be fine. Yeah, bitch, get on. I'd be shocked if he took his helmet off before episode 5. I'd be even more shocked if there was actually the actor underneath the hood. Because, why pay mucho bucko if you don't have to? And he's up. If movie tropes have taught me anything, that's usually the third try you get it, but not the Mandalorian. We only got 40 minutes to get through the show. The Arabesh lettering on the bounty puck the Mandalorian shows to Mithral translates to wanted and is shown as a mirrored image. There we go. Trotting along. I can't imagine. I mean, I guess it saves energy, but I can't imagine that being pretty fast. They're two-legged and they're tall and fat, and like that's not a way to travel. Like, anything with two legs is not really gonna do much good. But I guess you save your energy. He's a very caring Mandalorian. Please take my money. I have spoken. The effects are pretty solid. There are times when I'm looking at these creatures or the sets, I can't really tell what's CGI and what's practical, which I guess in itself is a good sign of a show. Just aimlessly walking around. I came to fuck shit up. Yeah, nope. Why have we never seen one of these cool things before? No. I just feel like one of these things could have wiped the shit out of all those clone war robots from Attack of Clones. I want bragging rights. Alert. I love how the guy who wants bragging rights also is like about to blow himself up because he's not gonna win. Pew pew pew. The droid kind of reminds me of Bender from Futurama. His doohickey, his goober, it's going off. Don't remember this ending so well for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Oh, you bitch. Lloyd, you're not dead. And a terrible shot. Seriously, they can't hit shit. Oh, there we go. They got one. I sometimes wonder how weak these blasters are, because sometimes I see somebody get hit, and it puts a big ol' hole in the middle of the guy. The other time he's like, oh, I got a little burn mark, I'm good. It's like laser tag, I'm fine. All shit. Acceptable. Oh yeah. I don't know if he's that great or if they're just that bad at their job, to be honest. I mean, eh. That was easy. For a droid. Oh, that's cool. The little guy that was, oh, I have spoken. That was actually Nick Nolte. Because I'm looking at the IMDb and I'm like, who the hell is Quill? Or Cole? Cole? Little guy. Oh, here's the big reveal, everybody. Watch out. The only thing is that I don't really know if that's actually, Yoda. Nope. And the plot thickens. It probably is Yoda, just because it would be, I don't know, too good of a show if it wasn't. It would be tight if it was a same species, different character, but they're probably going to tie it all together. So that is the pilot episode, Chapter 1 of The Mandalorian. Guys, I apologize I didn't have more to talk about with this episode. I kind of was just trying to get into it, follow it, all that. There's really not a lot going on. Kathleen Kennedy, okay. But yeah, I thought it was great. Pedro Pascal was great. Nick Nolte, a lot of other Carl Weathers. But yeah, for a 40-minute episode, I thought it was pretty solid. I don't know where the show's gonna go. I guess it's gonna go with him having to deal with these characters that are gonna want their bounty, and him now having to protect little Yoda, or something of the Yoda species. So I will definitely check back in next week. I'm not sure if they actually premiere this show. Let's take a look. If it's always going to be on a Tuesday. But let us take a look. Episode 2 releases on Friday. Okay, so that's pretty cool. They kind of hit you back to back. And then episode 3, the 22nd, which would be, again, a Friday. So it's always going to be on a Friday. So, yeah, guys, as the show goes on, it's going to get a lot more interesting, a lot more to talk about. I might make this a weekly thing, depending on how strong the show is or how strong it isn't. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. As someone who has very much enjoyed, movies like Rogue One, obviously the original trilogy. Not a giant fan of Solo, but I got the feeling with the show they did pretty good with the plot outline. I think a lot of the other movies get so stuck up with having to be tied to the Skywalkers that you really don't get to explore the universe as much as we could, and I think that show gives us that opportunity to do that. So, and I think it's also set in the past, right? Isn't it like 900 years before the events of the trilogies? I would imagine, just because Yoda is so old and here he is so young, so I imagine it's quite some time before the story that we know. But guys, please comment down below. We do have a Patreon at Burns Reviews, and we have an Instagram, a Twitter, all that stuff. Letterboxd, I'll leave all of that in the description. But comment down below what you thought of The Mandalorian, and I will see you guys next time.